Hi everyone, my name is Charisma Medina, and my project was on exploring the relationship between water and animal behaviors. So, the theme that we chose for this project was water. It was just something we were very interested in. And for the project, we used the data from the Serengeti Snapshot project. We did use the JMP application in order to get the data. Um, Our first hypothesis was that hippos are more likely to be found near water than zebras. And our second hypothesis was that animals are more likely to be found near water during the summertime than during the wintertime. So our hypothesis had a few ideas that were behind them. So we figured that hippos are water animals and that we would see water animals near water more often because they are reliant on the water to live. And then our other idea was that since animals do need to maintain homeostasis and they do need to do that by having water, that animals would be near water more during the summertime because they need to beat off those high heats with more water. Methods and materials. So, just to remind you, our first hypothesis was that there would be more hippos than zebras found near water. And we didn't want to look at multiple sites for this because we needed a site that was very close to water. So, we chose site G12 because it was the closest site to water at 0.02357 miles from water. And then we wanted to look at a couple dates. We didn't really want to pick up any patterns from like summer and winter migration, so they're pretty random dates. We chose 7/10/2012, 1/26/2012, and 11/22/2013. We did use the JMP statistics feature in order to compare the data. And then our second hypothesis was that there would be more animals found during the wintertime than the summertime. We didn't base this one off of sites. We looked at all sites for this one and compared the data. And we chose the dates 4/12/2012 and 2/25/2012 because we wanted dates where the water wasn't completely frozen exactly, but we did have those difference in high temperature from summer and winter because we didn't want to add any confounding variables to this experiment. Um, and then we measured the animal's average distance from the water. We did use the JMP application to measure the average distance from the water. The results of the first experiment showed that there were higher number of zebras on all the dates that we looked at. Um, and there is a pretty large difference. So on 7/10/2012 and 11/22/2013, there are 0 hippos. On 1/26/2013, there's 1 hippo. On 7/10/2012, there's about 46 hippos. And then on 1/26/2013, we have 8 hippos. And then on 11/22/2013, we have 92 zebras. So on every single date, you can see that we have a higher number of zebras than hippos. For our second result, there is a larger distance of animals to water in the wintertime at almost 2,000 and 1,600 miles away. And then at the summertime, we see them at about 100 and 200 miles from the river. So, our first hypothesis was incorrect. Our first hypothesis that there would be more zebras than hippos found near water was incorrect. And this is actually because our thinking behind this concept was incorrect. We thought that hippos are water animals and zebras aren't. However, that's actually not true. The study by Roy Zidone does see that zebras do migrate towards water. So we could possibly replicate this experiment considering that both zebras and hippos are water animals and compare them to a non-water animal species to get more accurate results. And then our second hypothesis was supported by our research. And we found that the steady heat waves, the new normal, summertime temperatures, extremes will impact animals, ecosystems, and human communities. Does show that animals tend to be near water in the summertime versus during the wintertime. And it also goes on this bigger idea of how climate change is affecting how animals migrate. So that will have larger implications in the future. And then this is the work cited with both the studies I used, and it's for ASCO. Thank you for listening.